Hello. It's been a couple of days, a week maybe. I guess actually it says right there. The 3rd of December is when we last played, and today is the 11th, so it's been, a little over a week it seems. But now we're back, now that we've finished Metroid Prime 4. And we can dive back into the 4th case of this game, which apparently is called The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Which is why I named my stream as I did. Let's see what that's about. Last time, of course, our rich client got off with an innocent, not guilty verdict. Because of things that we didn't really do. But let's see. He's dead, by the way.
我々が目にする事件は本当にそれが全てなのだろうか。その裏側に誰も知るもののない物語が隠れているかもしれない。ハーブティーから立ち上る湯気を覆うその夢見るような眼差しの先にはきっとあの雪の日の夕刻の情景が浮かんでいたのだと思う。ブライアーロードの歩道に倒れ伏した若い女性とその背に刺さった狂人。
That doesn't sound like what we just saw.
柔らかく切り取った奇怪な事件現場の情景。不可解な姿なき犯人の事件は薄い霧の中静かに幕を開けたのだった。
Well, our client was a guy and he died in a fire. So, let's see how those two connect. I actually don't remember how they connect, if at all. Despite, as I mentioned earlier, before, during this game, that this is my second playthrough. 19th February, almost 10 AM, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. I guess it's the next day then. We did fulfill our mission of getting the not guilty verdict, in a way. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruto? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. What? How did we end up in a hotel like that without somebody paying it for us? Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. Okay, good move, Ryonosuke. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. Dang. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. It's pronounced stipend, right? Even though stipend sounds much better. London is a scary place. Good morning to you at this early hour. I think actually, now that I just randomly made that voice, I think it's kind of fitting for him. Oh, yes, we are, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Sudoda-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruto performed his duty to the end. We did perform it to the end, you can definitely say that. Yes, I've already been apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Cool. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now? Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case? Already? Aren't we gonna solve the murder of our previous client? I don't think that was an accident. Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Him not being burned alive? At least? The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. You sure couldn't. Fast forward to 5 minutes later, or like 10 or something. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruto. It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Because he's dead. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Right, he wasn't there and he died, didn't he? Or was it... Wait. Wait, did we not? Were we not there for that? Or did he not die in the fire? I thought we saw that he died in the fire, but maybe we weren't there for that, technically? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. No. What? Mr. McGilded is... dead? So we didn't know about that, huh? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Great. Wanna look at this? Lord Strongheart, may I show you this? To accept this item, issue a receipt. That's the same thing he said last time, I think. Alrighty. I'm assuming examining won't yield anything new, but I guess I'll check just in case if I see something new. No, something on the desk or something. No, not really. The death. I don't understand what happened. How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGilded had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That's being investigated as we speak, but already... The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. Gilded. That's awful! The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. Sure there was something up with that. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. He might have said that. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. Asked if I could be present for it myself. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilda talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. As thorough as the last one. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. It's gonna be hard. Poor Mr. McGilded. Ayo, fiber. Insert a witty retort about how right you are. In a funny way. So about this new case. Thank you, thank you. Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died, as yet. That sounds promising. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then? Plenty of time. That's how it always goes in these games. Is everything alright? Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruto. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial would start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. And I'm assuming we'll be facing the Reaper again? Yes, that's right. Here we go again. So, British court, am I right? So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. Mr. Naruto means that the whole experience was steeped in in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. Sure. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Suzuto-san has such a way with words. Maybe. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. I mean, the judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? And they leave it up to amateurs to judge? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Yeah, we... Why is it not capturing my finger? We got a favorable verdict. Is something funny? Did he know about how that would go? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? that we're a tool. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. It's hard to ignore with these cogwheels and your constant looking at the time. There's now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. Every minute counts. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There's something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world worked so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh. Another thing. Continue. On the way here on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had the chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd ever made it to the Great Britain. You're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion. Mr. Naruto, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. Well, I mean, I was his best friend. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. Hey, it's this guy. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? No, I think he has a strong... he has a strong guard. That's what it is. Nailed it. So I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. Bye! There's something very important that I have to do? Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Maybe his, his potato wedges are just a little too salty or not salty enough. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. I believe they're suits of armor. Oh, right. Okay, we've heard that before. Yep. Alright, I guess I'll talk to you then. Nom. Could we trouble you? What do you think? Yeah, that's fish and chips, isn't it? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know. But Susato-san told me it was foolproof. No, that's just more in there. He just, he shakes the thing and the lower thing shoots up. Don't worry about it. It's scientific. I'm a busy man. A very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here to head on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to tatters. Okay, well, maybe we can save it by making a strong case and stuff. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruto, a defense lawyer. Eh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm now Mr. Naruto's judicial assistant, sir. Eh? It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable! How did she pull that off? She's got her ways, you know, she's better at this. So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. They learned how to speak English, yes. It is covered in the game itself. They know English. The name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from the Scotland Yard. 44 years old. He's a stern and single-minded dude. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Does he show up in the Sherlock Holmes novels that she likes? Does this detective's name mean something to her? What? That's crazy. What? That's crazy. Let's talk about you. Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Grayson? I guess, you know, if he is, you know, then he probably would have heard of it, given the popularity of those works. You're acting like you know this man, Mr. Soto, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well? Yes, he features prominently in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And in that publication, what's it called again? Rand's magazine? In that publication. That's right, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Holmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Mr. Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of the bad lot of all the Scotland Yarders. Those were his very own words. That's his highest praise. He's the best of the bad. Well, Mr. Holmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not, and thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? I have to admit that to start with I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it is not! There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Sorry, I thought I just heard my phone rumble, but must have been mistaken. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folks are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. But there's like faux eggs and shit now, right? I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people. But not this guy. The Cassé. So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear, that probably means... As far as we're concerned, as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. Yeah, that means that the accused is in a very bad spot. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in hospital, unconscious. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a suicidal takedown, wouldn't you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. Brace yourself, Yunosuke. You've angered her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question? Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. Prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barak van Zieks. Well, I mean, we quote-unquote won against him last time, so... You know, just saying. No. Sounds like you've heard of him, then. Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord van Zieks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself. The Reaper of the Bailey. Whatever, he's old news. Lord Barak van Zieks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Whom? Mr. McGilded told us about him before the trial, didn't he? When Van Zieks stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. Oh. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. Except ours. Well, I guess he was damned in a way, but not legally. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty, is that it? Apparently not. Advocates. Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord van Zieks, Mr. Naruto secured a verdict of not guilty. Huh. And what of it? Oh, well, I think... that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? I guess all of us, targets, so to speak, die, and it's because somebody's targeting him or something. Once again, I don't remember. So I am just speculating. What do you mean? What happened to that bloke in the end, eh? He's dead. Ah. Max McGilded came a cropper in that omnibus when it went up in flames. Came a cropper? So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What? What are you saying? Look, if Van Zieks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you. Well, as long as we don't end up being accused, we'll be fine, right? Are you really supposed to believe that? Nom 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 nom. Whatever, man. We'll just cast Counterspell and then it'll be fine. Right, well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying out a few investigations there. It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place? That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You've branded him a criminal already. He's as good as shaking like a leaf in the cell, he is. It'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way. 53. Inmate 53. Thank you. Gomi, you could say. Which would be trash in Japanese. Coincidence? I think not. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruto? To tell the truth, when I recall that trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. Well, first let's talk to our client. Our potential client. But if the man they've arrested is innocent... You could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight of that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your judicial assistant. Yippee, thank you. So then, shall we? Yes, let's go! She's literally Super Mario. She was actually punching a block that was above her. You just couldn't see it. We could go to Briar Road or the prison. I say we go to the prison and talk to the guy first. If we can. Local prison seal, 9. 9 is actually the German way of saying 9. But I didn't do that on purpose. So these are British prison cells. Very inviting. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruto. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Inmate 53, your legal representative's here to see you. Stop by in the back of the cell and show your face at once.
Am I a cat? Oh, I remember this guy now. Of course. Am I a cat, as yet with no name? Calling me by a number, it's utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruto, what do you think is going on there? Here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Nice of them to open the window. Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet! He doesn't look nervous at all. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, and even now, I can sense it. Okay. Right, so could I ask you who is... There you are, you've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it, you're a ghost. A ghost? We mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you... wrong voice. Japanese, by any chance? I should maybe give him a different voice too, he sounds a little too much like our previous client.
This is beyond my wildest dreams.
I think I even remember his name, because he's got a very particular name.
Forgive me for that outburst before, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We're just a little surprised, that's all.
Imagine it. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was a most monumentally moving moment.
Who could have guessed that this new client, Lord Strongheart, that I assigned to us, would turn out to be a fellow Japanese?
What compassion my fellow countrymen show. To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what happened. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. What? We're nothing if not first class. You could even say we're ace attorneys. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example?
Yes, I can, I will. Shan't stay sullen and silent.
Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Yunosuke Naruto. And I am Naruto-san's judicial assistant, Susato Mikoraba.
I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notoriously named Natsume.
Soseki Natsume, yep. That's the name of a famous Japanese author. That's why I remembered it. And I think one of his works, at least, he says, like, you know, I'm a cat or something, so that's why the cat line reminded me of him. Sup? Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name.
Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume.
A nom de plume? You mean an alias? That's right, Naruto-san.
No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that.
And haiku? That really reminds me of home. Did I hear what you say? Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government?
Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery. And now this. It's beyond the pale.
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to stay here?
No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh.
But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it? No.
What do you mean?
If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable.
I see.
Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words and white washi.
You must be a man of great standing.
Oh yes, so I'm often told.
And often like to be told, it seems. 33, a scholar sent to Britain by the Japanese government. He's the defendant. So, what happened? Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder.
Murder?
Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes.
Before your eyes? Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
I didn't see anyone.
What?
If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here?
Maybe. Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated.
Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me?
How dare she?
It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
So, Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. So, yeah, about the case.
It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
Sure the bookshop wasn't accursed too?
As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went over to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold hard slabs of stone at my feet.
Maybe somebody threw a knife out of their window and she just happened to get hit by it.
How terrible. I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard.
Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I don't know. If you see a dead person, that's kind of like a graveyard in a way. Well, I guess she wasn't dead, but if you think she's dead...
I was terrified. I had to get away from her there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
Well, that's why people thought you were suspicious, probably. That's not good.
They'll say it was shameful, that it was shameful, I know, to run away like that.
Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English? And a young woman at that. I'm different, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people.
You're just like me. I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san. And at that time it happened. Who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No one? Oh, great. So the victim was unknown to you and there was nobody else on that street at the time? That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? You know, of there being no other potential killer? What do you mean, Suzuki-san? What's the conundrum? I'm fucking stupid. Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. Oh, I guess also who reported him, that's another problem, I suppose.
I did.
But, could be somebody looking out from a window. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit.
You! What did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought that loudly. Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. Yeah?
It was him. That accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck.
Accursed great detective? Could it be?
I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his hearty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. British big-headed busybody, begone! May you be cursed until the end of your days. Herr Sherlock Holmes.
Whatever. Like that one's hard to reverse. Anyway. I knew it. Mr. Holmes? By the way, not to distract from this, but have you seen this?
Yes, the symbol of one of our great empire's first-rate lawyers. Which means, of course, you'll stand by my side, you'll defend me.
Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't why I was showing it to you.
Then why else would you show me that?
Oops. By the way, that tissue in his front pocket, his chest pocket, looks like some kind of bacon or something. Oops, in hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. I think it was a great idea. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure.
It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me. This is the police, put the weapon down. Yes, it was the thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Then disgusting dietary discrimination devils.
I mean, I do think cheese is not food, so I can see why it would be mistaken for a weapon. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday.
And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Holmes.
It's actually just Sherlock Holmes. He's English.
I've since found out that he's a famous name in the detection here in London.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak, stooped kitten of a man.
I wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Holmes's deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable.
Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in.
Uh-huh. Of course you were. That's only natural.
I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing questions after question at me, in impossible English. Fiendish, foreign, flim-flammery.
Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English, that's true.
Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here.
Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Wonk wonk.
Mr. Naruto Esquire.
Oh, you can just call me Naruto. And when we are speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough.
Oh yes, all right. Yes, they've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you?
Well,
Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour.
A student.
I have defended a case here in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Oh, Naruto-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose.
But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire.
It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend.
A keepsake. I know exactly what they are saying about me.
Oh, who do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness, why do you say that?
For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit.
It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san.
And anyways, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot, without any compunction at all. Any trial of this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it.
Dang. That's racist.
They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway.
I mean, they might be right about that. Even though I guess maybe he understands, he just doesn't speak too well or something. Or maybe he also speaks well, he just prefers to yammer in Japanese when he's in his cell. That's awful.
They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there in the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through.
So Seki-san, it's just that... Come on, don't let him down. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can, for the time being.
What do you mean?
We should investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
We should be going then, Miss Naruto-san. We have a case to prepare for. Oh, we can't examine. I was gonna check out the cell. Well, on to the scene of the crime. Strand Street, Briar Road. That bike looks a little rough. So this is where it happened, Briar Road. Ah, look, Mr. Naruto. What? Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. But Mr. Naruto, to see the one with my own eyes. Well, wasn't there one with the same outfit in the prison that led us in? Or that, you know, led us to our dude? They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt that I'd ever come this close. To read Barbie's helmet. What? The helmet? Hehe, of course. I have to try one on myself. One day. Well, I hope your hatty dream comes true. We'll make it come true. Hey, it's him. What's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So you've been to the holding cells then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. We'll see. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. The stone-cold air of rejection. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Oh. Check this out. Inspector Gregson, could I show you this? Am I supposed to know what that is? I've never seen that insignia before. It's worn by defense lawyers in the Empire of Japan as a symbol of their profession. In other words, it's a worthless trinket here in Great Britain. Oh no, it's very important to me. It shows my spirit. An English gentleman keeps things like this, his spirit, very much to himself, I'll have you know. Oh. Don't give up, Mr. Naruto. It's too late. He's crushed my spirit already. Well, critical damage. It happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago. Just there on the open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course. Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Thanks, man. Really? Are you sure? It's yard policy to give lawyers defending suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept the local map. Nice. Anyway, as far as we know, there was no one else on the scene other than the victim and a fellow countryman. So who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but... but just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean we can be sure that nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. What? We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Two? It was a typical foggy London day, and your client obviously didn't see them. There were witnesses now? Let's check that map. So it happened here. There's Calabash Road and Meerschaum Street, which could be like an Englishification of Meerschaum, would be like ocean foam. And then there's some buildings and shit. Who are these witnesses, Inspector? A fellow and his wife, and the man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. Like our client yesterday? He's a copper from Scotland Yard. A policeman. That might change things. And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked? Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part of and parcel of being a hobby. Catching them bang in the act and all that. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions? Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow. Oh. I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to. That's that, then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. Bummer. A police witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed. Yes, that as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Sherlock Holmes. What are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his fair cheeks. What, you don't like him? Who did you hear that name from? Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. He said that Mr. Holmes was with the police when they entered his lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Holmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle. Ah. That man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he? That does sound like him. He is a great help to the Scotland Yard, though, isn't he? Gibble gabble. Ever seen this before? Oh yes, that's Rand's magazine. The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Sherlock Holmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And this so-called great detective makes a mockery of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Well, I suppose there is an element of that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be frumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. Well, but as long as he is a threat to the criminals, at least there's something good about it, right? That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Mm-hmm. So how's it going with the yard and shit? Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the police, by the place. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. It does make them look the part, seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. It does look kind of silly. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. I don't know about that. Oh yes, doesn't he look wonderful? Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you. Oh really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does. Goes around and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. What? He wakes people up? Yep, raps on the windows with a long pole, did it myself going back a bit. I had no idea. The Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he stops tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Yeah, it sure does. Let me see. 20 miles? That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. And when it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Damn, did they really have to do that? Oh my. And I suppose in between all those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. But yeah, I think you might want to change those routines. I always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruto. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. So yeah, about the trial, you wanna give me any more? That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole. Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean? There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though. Sorry? The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something of that effect. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsuma wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, really, surely? That's just my point, Sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say that the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case that I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he puts it? He didn't seem so bad. Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Oh, and the others have left. Damn, I couldn't even point to them and talk to them. Mr. Naruto, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes, what is it? Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Holmes? Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Holmes for all of this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in this case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Holmes again. The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address. Yes, we do. It's Baker Street. How do you know that? Oh, everybody knows that. It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street. The most famous address in the world. It might be. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable. But I haven't examined this place yet. Hurrah! I'll summon a carriage. Wait, so we're to have a reunion already? With a great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Okay, we can examine. And the people are still there. Okay. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons. I think perhaps we're being a little overcautious. You're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Ugh. You can't help it. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf, look. You'd need one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, wouldn't it? It's covered in snow. Well, that should be easy to fix. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding.
Or, what are you foreigners doing here?
Huh? Oh, we,
just investigating the scene of conspiring with that mustached fellow from Japan, are ya?
Conspiring?
Come here to destroy evidence, have ya? Get out of here before I give you an iron. Go on.
He wants to hide us? But there's no place to hide. Okay, that's... that was very fun. He shoot us away like rats. Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. The next Bobby we meet will be nicer, I'm sure. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone. No, I wasn't serious. Susato-san might be a little crazy. But in a good way. Oops. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find any room. What's with that bike? Oh, a British bicycle, look. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It's
seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well.
The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles?
No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me.
We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around.
So, Naruto-san doesn't have the biking skills. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks.
It seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow.
I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead.
Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruto, and dressed all in black. A worried coachman might not see you, and you could be flattened by horses.
Well, thank you for the rather small concern. Oh. Oh, look at the windows of that building there.
Are you sure they're windows?
Yes, but they're all filled in with bricks.
Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment?
There's smoke coming out from the chimneys, though. Maybe it's on fire. Maybe we should alert the fire department. Also, I gotta sneeze. Okay.
Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, time certainly seems to have taken a toll on this place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here.
We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves, as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with a reasonable level of floors. Do you see all the black smoke rising from the chimneys over there?
It says here that in Great Britain, many people heat their homes in winter using coal.
The only chimneys I really remember seeing in Japan were on top of the bathhouse. Do you think some of those houses could be on fire?
Not at all.
Well, even so. That much thick smoke billowing up to the heavens is surely going to turn the whole sky black sooner or later.
Gosh, you may be right about that.
Is that Buckingham Palace? Something? Is that in London? It's in London, right? I don't sound like a fool for asking that. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with a dense fog as well, everything looks hazy.
Well, it is known as Foggy London Town.
I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It looks like it's still being built, though.
Aha, yes, that must be the Crystal Town, being built for the Great Exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Right. Apparently it's going to be very striking, glazed on all sides and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition.
It's to be the largest exposition in history, isn't it? I can't even begin to imagine it. That was brought up previously. And I guess we've seen everything. Wait. Alright. Let's present that map to him. Thank you again for this. Don't mention it. I had someone at the yard fish it out for me, but in the end I didn't need it. Oh? Well, the case could hardly be simpler, could it? I don't need a map to work out what happened. You can throw it away when you're done with it.
Cold. So he doesn't need it back. That's nice.
Holmes is sweet. Hey. You'd think with how, you know, famous he is, there'd be people here all the time.
ここがホームズさんの事務所なのですね。
Mm-hmm. Damn. Quite the chaotic place. I'm assuming a lot of the paraphernalia here is like references to known Holmes cases or something. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Did we just walk in? Was the door open? That seems unsafe for somebody popular and famous. There's that violin. Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Many famous cases have been solved in here in this very room. Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I've never read the stories, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it, the romanticism. Can you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruto? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So if you don't mind, I just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a little while longer. Please don't mind me. She's obsessed. She's fangirling. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at the present. He isn't Holmes. Excuse me, is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? It's her. She appeared in the previous case for a little bit. Hello, it's a bit big. Is it a big new case for Mr. Holmes? Hello. Wait, aren't you... Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once. I'm sure it's the same girl. Mrs. Sato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh yes, isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Holmes to take on his case. The King of Bohemia? King Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigismund von Ornstein, of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Sherlock Holmes for a moment and look over there. The tea is brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well. Nice. Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. Unless she recognizes her from something else. Ah, there you are. Wait, no, that's from then. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilded's trial at the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Were you having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London? Oh yes, it was challenging. She sure grasped that situation quickly. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray, it's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Ticklish, huh? And you're to defend the Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. How do you know all that? Did Mr. Holmes tell you about us by any chance? Oh, you know Shirley, do you? Shirley? Mr. Holmes? To you, Shirley? Shirley, huh? Mr. Holmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Shirley's out on an errand right now, again today, even though he's just returned from overseas. Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Holmes' suite? Oh, silly me, I haven't introduced myself, have I? Maybe she usually does the dance of deduction with him instead of us. You know. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Watson. I live here together with Shirley. Ah, Iris, is it? What a lovely name. Oh wait, you're not supposed to say that. What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Did you just say your name is Watson? What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yes, that's right. And what are your names? Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely, Susie and Runo. Got it. Susie? And Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her, I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. Well, how about we start by examining this place instead? Haha. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Because it's warm, lingering beside the fire and watching the flames flicker and dance in the grate. Ah, it's so relaxing. We can't relax, not when there are so many interesting things on the main mantelpiece. Oh, it's just as it was described in the stories. It is? Yes, exactly. Inside that Persian slipper, for example. Ah, my chocolates for the 11th. And transfixed by that large jackknife is my shopping list for the market. Oh, it's not quite how I remember it being described in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Poor Susato-san, she looks crushed. But, you know, the things are still there. A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection. This is the first time in my life that I've seen a lonely old shoe displayed as an ornament. Oh, those are all mementos that Shirley has collected from his past cases. Really? Even the bust? Yes, that's right. When the mood takes him, he likes to throw it on the floor and smash it to dust. The poor defenseless emperor, Mr. Holmes destroys it? Yes, and then he buys a new one. You make it sound like he has the temperament of an insane sculptor. Ah, how entrancingly bohemian of him. It looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. Seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock. A Sherlock, you mean? Mr. Naruto, you mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous. How did you come to that conclusion? Oh, that chest contains some of my most valuable things. And that smile tells me you're not going to give us any clue about what they are. Well, that makes it more mysterious. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high I can't even I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. I keep telling Shirley not to cram so much on those shelves. Good advice. He wanted to look something up in one of those books a while ago. But it was so tightly wedged in he couldn't get it out, so he went and bought a new copy instead. And that was added to the pile. Doing these female voices once again is not great for me. It's that's my blackboard where I write, where I note down ideas. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Black Peter? What does that mean? Don't you want to hear what Iris has to say, Mr. Naruto? I'll come back to that blackboard later. Will I, though? What a beautiful English tea set, and so neatly arranged. It's a favorite pastime of mine, a cup of herbal tea in the afternoon. Tea made of herbs? That's right, I grew all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends. What's Japanese tea usually made of? One moment, don't go away. I'll brew a pot of the special blend I came up with earlier today. She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. So what's with this? What on earth is that big black lump over there? That fascinating thing is called a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen. And wizardly quickly, too. Oh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting. Huh. So I guess we're not going to talk about how, or rather why, that is there. That's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little bottles too. Oh yes, but don't touch any of those. They might explode. Explode? Are they exotic chemicals? Do you use them for exciting experiments? Yes, indeed. And as Shirley always says, chemistry is an explosive science. Sorry? I agree. A single discovery can trigger an explosion of innovation all around the world. Or perhaps you just meant it literally. Yeah. Either way, mental note, do not touch any bottle that belongs to Iris. Huh. I've seen pictures of Western musical instruments like this. It's called a violin, isn't it? Of course it is. Mr. Holmes is renowned for his violin playing. Oh, really? Absolutely. It's often explained in the stories. It's inspirational, Mr. Naruto. Inspiration. I immediately started playing the koto, which was the closest Japanese stringed instrument I could find. Oh, I see. What a shame you couldn't bring it with you to London. Oh, yes, well... Papa was beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one. But after a while he asked if I would only practice when he was out of the house. So now it's merely an ornament in my room. That must have been an awkward conversation. Hey man, you know, maybe Holmes isn't actually good at it either. Didn't we hear him play on the ship? And it sounded bad. Maybe I'm misremembering. VA, or what is that? Why are there all those bullet holes in the wall up there? Was Mr. Holmes trying to shoot a pestery fly or something? Mr. Holmes would never do something so reckless. No? Those are the letters VR. Oh, that's an R, right. Okay, sure. Standing for Victoria Regina. It's Latin for Queen Victoria. So you mean he shot the Queen into the wall? In a moment of boredom, Mr. Holmes adorned the wall with a patriotic sign. That's all. A pistol practice. As pistol practice. Right, that makes perfect sense now. It's exactly as it's described in the stories. Oh, this is a delight. This is delightful. I'm not sure that the real explanation is any less reckless than shooting a fly, personally. It's patriotic, Mr. Naruto. Patriotic. Well, as a hater of patriotism, I don't think that makes it any better. In fact, that makes it worse. What on earth is this huge over-the-top machine? That's the great analytics scope. It can analyze anything, really. Anything at all. That's absolutely incredible. It's one of Shirley's inventions. It took him a whole year. He said it was to help him with his investigations. What sort of things has he analyzed with it, do you know? Well, actually, he hasn't used it for anything yet. Oh? Why not? Why not? Apparently on the evening he finally completed it, it suddenly occurred to him. I don't actually have anything I need to analyze. Oh dear. How about you, Runo? Do you have anything you'd like to analyze? The only thing that springs to mind is this machine itself. Oh. I feel like most of the time if you want to analyze something it'd be not at home. And this doesn't seem very portable. Alright. Let me just have a sip again. And I think I'm gonna have to think of a different voice for her. First off, it's too similar to Susato's, and second off, it's hard on my throat. I guess I could give Susato a more like, you know, deep voice or something, but I don't know. Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course, of course. I guess I'll just give them similar, like the same voice basically. Because that one's not that hard on me. Go ahead, Susie. I'm a very great fan of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes and... Oh, you have a copy of Rand's magazine. Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world. My stories? Yeah, that's why the typewriter is over there. That's right. Shirley is always solving such amazing cases, you see. And he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard of them, don't you think? Goodness. Last night he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came. So you are the author? Yes, I'll let you in on the secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure The Speckled Band. The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar. Of course, I always change one or two details in the stories, here and there. This time I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble. Oh, that was Mr. Holmes' first thought as well, actually. Yes, and of course I knew that the snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of this case exactly, but... It's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you? Sure. So, do you mean to say... Are these stories about Mr. Holmes that are published in Rand's magazine all written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter. But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Watson. So the son is getting more and more worked up. Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Watson. But what about the doctor of medicine part? That's all true too. I'm a doctor of medicine. How old is she? 10 years old? 10. Has a degree in medicine. At 10 years old. Well, that's quite incredible. But... Dr. Watson is an English gentleman. Why is that so important? Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling. Oh. Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in town? I mean, if it's the truth. I suppose it does, yes. Poor Suzuran. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. But wouldn't that be nice, you know? You can self-insert yourself more easily. You're not that much older than her, 6 years. Of course, you know, between 10 and 16 is a much bigger difference than between like 20 and 26, but you know. You. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it, at the Old Bailey? Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh, no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Like this? Yeah. Thinking back now, you left with Mrs. Lestrade in town, didn't you? She looks really cute with that pouty face. Oh yes, that awkward witness, Miss Gina Lestrade. Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket. So we found out. It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that. Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption? Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my invention. This girl is dangerous. Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician. Sorry, your technician? Shirley, of course, silly. He's the technician? Shirley? Yes, Sherlock Holmes. We live here together. I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter. Daughter? Not likely. What? I wouldn't call him Shirley if he was my father, would I? Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Holmes? What is your relationship with Mr. Holmes? Well, I expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate. Do you have to pay for this? You're 10. You're roommates. I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you? 10 at last this year. Well, what of your mother and father? Well, I think we might know what happened to our father. Oh no, they're not around. Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is here. Is there? Yeah, I think, you know, one of our victims was called Watson/Woodson. Your deduction just now. About before. Yes. What's in your mind, Bruno? Do tell me. How did you know? That I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean. Yes, oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean? Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail. Of course, I'd be delighted, although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin. Iris Watson is proud to present her logic and reasoning spectacular. What's that on Suzaru's hand just now? That's new, isn't it? First of all, I knew already that you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. True. But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know about that? I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket. Oh. So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs. The Reaper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? But even now that we do know, you know, we'll still fuck him up in the next trial. Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. Yeah, that's news to me. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you? Earlier today? Ah. They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. Oh. So that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Miss Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case. I see. Very good reasoning for now. But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Shirley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling. A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume. Now Runo has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Shirley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Shirley about the case. Damn, you like Sherlock but good. There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Shirley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Watson, and that was one of my great deductions. Good stuff. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed to manage the certain something of Mr. Holmes' delivery. Oh well, I was just copying Shirley's style for that. This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris, please? Nah. So, yesterday Mr. Holmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying? Yes. Shirley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him and at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. But they, we were told that they might not like him. Maybe some of them do. Maybe it's just, the people who don't like him really don't like him. But he is still famous, so there will be fans. Apparently a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking stooped man, I guess I read that correctly, running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking stooped man. Mr. Natsume beyond any doubt. Oh wait, we said that, whatever. Soseki-san said that he didn't see anybody else on the street at all, but it seems there were witnesses after all. How well could they have seen through the fog, though? I find that suspicious. Shirley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking stooped man, shivering in fear. Mr. Holmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it? Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Shirley says that London is rife with crime. Oh. Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I hadn't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person. Doesn't sound so great. That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. But he's got us in his corner, so he couldn't possibly be found guilty. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative. Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen to know where Mr. Holmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well. Ah, well. I expect Shirley's still investigating the scene. Of the case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, Mr. Natsume. Shirley said he was going to the man's lodgings. Hey, whoever. Is that a middle finger? Rude. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson, when you were there? Yes, we know Inspector Gregson. Kind of. Oh, goody, in that case. Give Gregsy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know. What's this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Our postcard has been entered into the court record. Let's inspect it. It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. Does she hold some sway over him? Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea, so come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruto, it's back to the scene of the crime. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the man of Scotland Yard at all. Is it in our thing here? Yes, it is. This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What is it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's greasy. It is greasy indeed. And I guess there's more to say about it. Or not? Right. I guess in these examination things it doesn't mark off things that you've already examined. Iris's little handwriting is adorable, isn't it? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. Yes, the handwriting might be adorable, but the message is ominous. There's no room for sentiment here there. I'm sure it's simply the way you're interpreting it, Mr. Naruto. Anyway, I do hope the inspector will tell us what we need to know when he reads it. You don't think it will just make him munch piping hot chips until steam comes out of his ears, do you? Well, that wouldn't be an entirely terrible outcome. It wouldn't? We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. To be continued. Save my progress. Yes. Investigation Part 2. 2:38 p.m. Been almost 3 hours. Been almost 3 hours. 3 hours? No, been almost 5 hours since we got this case, so to speak. It looks as though the police are still here carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. There he is. Hey. Okay. Just show him the thing. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment? I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Watson. What? For me? From her ladyship? Her ladyship? Give that here, at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Ah, don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? Her ladyship. What was that coin exactly? It's a silver crown, obviously. But it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee, that's what it is. Uh-huh. So she can keep using your name in the books? An appearance fee? Oh, I see, you mean... That's right, for the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time. Yes, yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly. Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still. I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then, eh? Sorry? Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know? Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector. We'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustached Japanese fellow. He wasn't wielding a knife, probably. He lives in the right old hovel. It's just over there, look. I guess it is the one with the... shut windows. Yep, that's what I figured. Very nearby. On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up. That is nearby indeed. So nearby you might barely call it running away from the scene. If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garrydeb. Right, well, if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it, you tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes. Don't worry, Inspector, we will. What is going on there? Goodbye for now, then. Oh, and long live her ladyship. Yeah, long live her ladyship. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. We could have asked more things. Oh well. Yes, so then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely. Oh boy. That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? We've seen some of that. In fact, it looks... According to Inspector Gregson, that's the house where Mr. Natsume has lodgings. Just across the road from where the incident took place, I see. It must be awful for his son getting caught up in something like this in a foreign land. Yep. Pretty harsh, bud. So I haven't been here yet. Mr. Natsume's lodgings. I'm sure they'll be lovely. And not a shithole. Actually, looks kind of nice. Huge gun aside. Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Looks more like Mr. Napoleon's lodgings. May I help you? Ah yes, would this be the residence of Mr. John Garrydeb? Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling? My name is Ryunosuke Naruto. I am... Mr. Naruto is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. Interesting reaction. We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garrett. Did you see that, Miss Suzaru? That was a real-life English maid. I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? I guess I've never met a maid in real life, huh? What is my life even worth? We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garrett will see you now, this way. Very moon-shaped. Is that you over there in that portrait? That portrait of Mr. Garrett is glaring at me, I swear. Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garrett as well? Huh. Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well.
Ah yes, seemed to come back from the local pawnbroker with that little trinket.
Seem to come back? What do you mean?
The chap who runs the place is a bally wizard. Went in to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
So you're a sucker then. The lion ornament certainly does seem surplus to requirements. Sasota-san doesn't pull her punches, or her throws for that matter. That looks like a medal of honor, and it's showcased in a very grand manner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight.
What, that old thing?
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the baldy thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see. It says, for distinguished participation. Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. A participation award.
Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles.
Right. So you're saying that's the only medal you ever got? Those mortar shells? They're enormous. I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Those old things. Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Became a bit of a color for regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells? Did I read that right? Hunted out? Huh.
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what exactly? For shooting dudes with a big old cannon.
Yes, well. Joan here did manage to knock one of the baldy things on my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no.
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know.
Maybe you reconsider throwing them away? But they clearly share a sentimental value. That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it? It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That old thing? Not much better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is.
Oh, totally know how it is, definitely.
Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Yeah, just the one. Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Unlike this guy. Now the cannon, though. That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing here? In here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing? Bah, that's a little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon around the house.
Yeah, sure. Really? Isn't it overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrideb?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Dries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me. Which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Well, at least it's useful in some way. More than you can say about certain people. I noticed you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garrideb. Do you enjoy reading?
Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
So we can burn away the pages to keep the fire on. Oh, there's a copy of Rand's magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Garrideb enjoys the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, too. The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem. Oh, actually, he does read. Not turning that into a joke. Alright. Look at that enormous screen. It must have been put there deliberately, surely. Yeah, and there's a weird, stain, a bit of damage that it seems to be trying to hide. Poorly. Yes, it certainly seems like someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it? Or underneath it, I wonder. I'm going to have a very quick look. Just a little peek. Ahem, ahem. Maybe let's not. Maybe let's not, Mrs. Otto. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea. Ahem, ahem. Oh no, what happened here? Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it? Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is... oh dear, it's in pieces. Yeah, something about that side of the room seems less well kept. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do that chinaware justice. Ah, I wonder... Perhaps the cannon was fired at it? Yes, probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here. Cake. Oh look! What a wonderful collection of cakes lined up on that gleaming silver cake stand. Lined up? It looks more like someone has half demolished them to me. After tea is a time of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garrideb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful. Oh, wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand. Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garrideb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up. Very good philosophy. How magnanimous of you. A true angel. This window looks over Briar Road, where the young woman was attacked. Oh yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene. The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly. Does the thing open at all, I wonder? I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir. Sorry? As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. Instantly?
No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of winter, I assure you.
It seems very unlikely that these two would have seen anything of the incident then. At least not from here.
Good day to you. John Garrett at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruto. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maiwand. Don't you know? Otherwise, I'd be a hero like you, or something. Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and down the stairs now. I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruto.
Do you think so?
Well, Mr. Garrett, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal. Well, it was a participation prize, but let's not dwell.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall.
Right.
Why did you fetch it down, Joan? Let those good people see it properly. Joan, fetch the... Dash it all, woman, be careful.
Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life for now.
Yes, I see.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only two, please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty.
Let me read that again. Here in Blighty. Okay.
We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it? Similar to our first case, I guess.
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe it?
Yes, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
But supposedly you read the Rance magazine. Oh, but you have a copy of Rance magazine here, so...
no.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak. So he's in Soseki-san's room, which is what I thought we would go to first.
It's a bally nuisance, is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time?
The window?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement, just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household. So I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road. Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? Wait, she said, whatever.
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well...
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around the side... For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Were you trying to silence him from speaking the truth?
You be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Miss Narrow Hollow? Oh, yes? I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all. Oh, really? Mr. Gerdab? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, but there's nothing... Ah! Don't dash at all. What is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal. Huh, Joan?
That's right, Mr. Gardeb.
What is the matter with these two? She's trying to hide something. It's probably not... neither of them is probably the culprit, but... she is trying to hide something.
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident, but what?
I wish I knew. It's important. It could be very important, you guys.
Oh well. About that guy. About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Gerdep, please do tell us.
Ah yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Oh, just 1 week.
So I moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became available last week, you know. They've been... Ah! Dash it all, Joan, do be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was shady from a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
No?
Why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure. Yeah, we won't, but somebody probably will.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Once again with that weird reaction.
Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else about the lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes, the man was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day, and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too.
So he's just a nerd, is what you're saying.
Oh, I see. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
But how do you even know that? That means you're up that late too. Oh.
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh. I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right, yes. They are both below us on the first floor and street level.
He seems to know something about this, too. Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed.
Ah! Good grief, Joan, be more careful, woman.
Oh my goodness, sir, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here.
Can we go there? Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly, just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak?
Yes, told me Nuts' name. I had asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Holmes' services? He probably didn't. That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we? Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Holmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Maybe we can dance with him again. Oh, I can't present anything. Darn. Right. There's an actual cat and a maneki Nico. Mr. Natsume's room. Sure is a mess. What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. And where's Holmes? Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. I guess she asked that. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. You know, a real shut-in doesn't even need windows. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Holmes anywhere. Have you? No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Well, first we have to pet the cat. So cute! No, don't leave. Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away? I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan? That's made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Well, but we're familiar with pets on voyages. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from the second-hand bookshop. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it, look. And the date of purchase? 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that maneki Nico all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruto. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? No. Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. Did it, though? It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? But I guess neither was our Dharma. You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word!
Why are my eyes such a giveaway?
Well. Wonder where Holmes is. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is so full they've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. This appears to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot for inserting coins here too. Probably the heater, I guess. The heater meter. Ah, I believe that is a gas meter, Mr. Naruto. A gas meter? Yes, it seems there's piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for putting coins in the meter. Which consumers pay for. So if we were to put a coin in the slot, that would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas fire for the whole night. So if you're too poor to have a coin, you would have to spend the night in the dark and freezing cold. That's right, as would a rich man who only carried crisp white notes. Brr, London is a scary place. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Ah, so reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. You never know where you're gonna end up. Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? Because it's cold as fuck? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah, perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design in a fit of whimsy. That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. I can't believe we can't check this bag. Or this. Or that. Alright, I guess let's address the homes in the room. Ah, look, Mr. Naruto. There's a candle there. Aha, there he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of a notebook. I hope you won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Holmes. Ah, you two, good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, we were together on the SS Burya.
Yes, of course, the Burya. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Kazuma Asogi. He died tragically, but you were a great help to us. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh.
Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least.
What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the greater Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madame, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Well, I mean, maybe if we get married, we could make that work. Try the other way around, Mr. Holmes. I lose the first round. But I mean, he was pretty close, you know. Could have been worse. Could have been much worse. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short an amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements in a little. A little? It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. I can kind of relate to that. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Holmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madame, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Okay. How do you feel about my armband? Mr. Naruhodo, please. Despite aspersions to the contrary, I am a professional. If I am to unleash my deductive powers on that trinket, I must ask for a sum of £3 in cash. Oh, I didn't need you to make any deductions about it. I was just wondering if you might know. Mr. Naruhodo, as a professional, I insist that if I am to offer my opinion on that trinket, I must ask for a sum of £3 in cash. Are you that hard up on money?
I believe Mr. Holmes has his eye on an expensive copy of the complete works of Shakespeare.
Yes, to stand on the stage amid rapturous applause, it has long been a dream of mine, as you know. I literally had no idea. Have you seen this, Mr. Holmes? Shh, I must have silence. It is of the most importance when I am in the throes of deduction that nothing irrelevant distracts me. Oh, sorry. Cloudy changing to fair, perhaps. You were in the throes of deducing the weather? Huh. Different, not interested messages. Interesting. Ah, the receipt for the books our stooped Japanese friend purchased. I uncovered that yesterday morning. A marvelous find, wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, the work of a truly great detective. What a scatterbrained individual he must be to have left it behind. Curiously, there was no mention of this publication on the receipt. Odd when you consider how fascinating it is. You mean, not everyone in London buys Rand's magazine every time they visit a shop? Yes, odd indeed.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how expertly you slipped that into the conversation.
I'm glad you agree. Detective stories can be great works of literature too, my dear fellow.
Sure. I agree.
The dingy room. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
But sooner or later, as I said. He didn't necessarily say that it was this time.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Holmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window. Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Or maybe I just vaguely remember it from this. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows? Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. Huh. I thought when people try to curry favor with things like that, they do it in more bribery ways rather than legally actually giving them money in a way that's weird. I mean, it's weird anyway, but you understand. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So, some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. Or he spends all of his money on books. It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think? Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However... Wait, I guess we said that? Whatever. I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here, a matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Definitely nothing to do with those people living atop, and how weird they were about certain things. Like, yeah, Mr. Gerdeb. Ah, tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Gerdeb, a retired military man. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution, that is the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution, that is service. Haha. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer. And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class, those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Gerdeb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. Well, it probably won't come up again. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Holmes? For the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road? Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really unjustifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Mrs. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. We really must have the most readable face on earth. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the bookplates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. Yeah, we showed it to you already. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then? Well, neither nor, right? That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no. Oh dear. So once again, he didn't really say that, he was a guy. Well, I guess in the last case he actually did say that we were the guy. But, Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remember that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in the court here only yesterday. Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients, to trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. I mean, it is a pretty good point. In the other Ace Attorney games, at least the first bunch of cases are always ones where your client is actually innocent. And here, in the first real case, so to speak, right, where we're not defending ourselves, it's immediately kind of a questionable thing. So, Naruhodo being all, unsure of what to believe, and especially the trust he may or may not put into his clients, is a good point. Mr. Holmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. And one more thing. Oh, what is it, Mr. Holmes? Tell us. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Yeah. Mr. Garridabus? Mr. Holmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? He sure did. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruhodo? As yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garrideb's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Sup? Excuse me, Mr. Holmes? Yes, so true. To be or not to be? That is indeed the question, Mr. Naruhodo. To be or not to be brushed off, that is the question, and the answer is all too clear. Let's leave Mr. Holmes in peace, shall we? Okay. Wonder if we'll see the cat here, and then that'll prove that there's a... you know, some kind of connection between the rooms. I was watching Mint. You know, Made Mint. Mint Phantom. Play a game yesterday? I finished watching the archive today. But it also had, you know, text on screen popping in like that, but the sound it was making sounded a lot like a cat purring every time to me. Like the letters came on much more quickly than they do here, and the sound, like in which they appeared, just sounded a lot like cat purring, especially like the cat purring sound that I have on here. You know, on my stream. Anyway.
Ah, you pair again. Tell me, what was the detective chap? I forget his name. Still hard at work down there.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Ah yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Right. Well, Mr. Holmes is in the element in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan.
And...
now then, why don't you tell me what... Ah! For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're baldy doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
No, not at all. Not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
Can we maybe ask one question? According to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Garrideb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging? Well, I see something rather suspicious on the side. But first off, we haven't really saved. What's he doing over there? Mr. Holmes? Aha, we meet again, my dear fellows.
Good gracious, when did you sneak in here?
Did he first take the same route that I was suspecting a cat to maybe take? Sherlock Holmes, sir, at your service.
Whatever were you doing over by the window?
I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Well,
keeping an eye on one's window at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Sure, that's probably exactly it. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about... is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon.
Do you mean Mr. Holmes's?
There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you are prepared, Mr. Naruto. I think so. Well, I guess we're not gonna ask the other two first. There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark.
Yippee.
Mr. Garrideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements.
I beg your pardon?
The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
Mr. Naruto, look. The old man's broken out in a cold sweat.
Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Holmes's conclusions are both spot on.
How could you possibly?
How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For the dense jungle of logic, in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts.
Wow.
And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Wow. The great deduction.
Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Definitely. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts.
What is this piffle, I ask you?
In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house.
What?
Did you see that print on the side of his head? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well...
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame?
Me?
I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me which with one glance in your direction.
It is?
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Is it very big? Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Batty's Circus. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
I most certainly did not.
I believe I have made my point.
Damn, dude, he had a real lion in here, can you believe it?
The fearsome beast within ran amok in this room was an, which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Yeah, definitely. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Both work.
Nonsense, man. I simply...
But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go.
Yes, well,
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable?
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I am certain it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite, and everybody knows how much lions love cake. Was it, or was it not, once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Yes. Food is at the heart of this tragedy, in fact. Of all tragedy.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India.
Yeah, probably.
Wow. But I guess that means this doesn't really have much to do with our case, you know. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. I don't see any issues with any of that, so yeah, perfect.
Ah! What's the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too.
Oh.
Mr. Holmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruto. What is it again? Well, your deductions just now, do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt or worse?
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. The first time for everything, you know. Ah, my dear Mr. Sato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion. Definitely. Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage, and that's all Mr. Holmes' deductions need. You can do it. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. Where's partner, Kia? We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe. Let us start again. From the beginning. Of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Course correction. Let me just have a bit of water. What form? Is it the lion? I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garrett reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garrett's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer. Well, this is the lion statue that Mr. Holmes picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if you did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell its family that the cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of a flight of fancy, isn't it? But it would be awesome. Anyway, the beast we're looking for is something else. Let's have a look around. Well, I'm trying, but you're not letting me point at the... There we go. Photograph frame. Water shells. Oh, that's so cute from the front. Who could this lady be? I have no idea. What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garrett's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out this bride. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply here. Well... The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face at all. But no amount of cracks could hide the woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruto. Yes, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower there here. Not someone you'd want to upset, that's for sure. Oh look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, that's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. What? That fucking smug face, bro. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruto. Naruto. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrett. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Well put. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Honored might be stretching a point.
Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garrett.
Arr!
The chilling traces of a wild rampage.
Beast. Where could this creature have disappeared to, madam?
Dress pocket.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Holmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrett anywhere.
Or is there? But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrett's wife could be. Where could she possibly be?
That certainly does appear to be a circus hand poking out from her pocket. Patty's Circus, currently performing shows in a park not far from here.
You don't think it's the McGilded Park? Surely Mr. Garrett didn't sell his wife to the circus?
Mr. Naruto, how could you even think such a thing?
I was only joking.
Besides, I would have gone with, do you think he fed her to his pet lion?
That's somehow worse. I see. Kind of looks like the Dark Souls thing. She's wearing a very large ring, look.
Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger on her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring.
It looks like it's it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger that size. Hey.
That's something to think, Mr. Naruto, not to say. Do you know Mr. Garrett's wife in the photograph had a ring much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well.
Really? You have a great memory of these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Definitely just a raw coincidence. Can we also see the other guys? And? No? Alright, well. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed it does. That flowery band gleamed on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrett's bride in this photographic print. Such a cute photo, even if we can't see the face. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garrett's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrett herself.
Oh my word!
I like to imagine that she didn't say "oh my word," but she said "oh my" and then just like word, you know.
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she really was
It would appear that you didn't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. Don't. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct?
It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly.
He doesn't seem to have a maid in his own household, right? You mean, you mean Mr. Gardep and has his wife work as his maid? For appearances? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Gardep?
Only in company, of course, obviously. But listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please.
I feel like the circumstances of people knowing that he was married and then suddenly having no wife but instead a maid would be even weirder to his reputation. But hey, what do I know about British society? Now, Mr. Gardep. Very clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Supporting arm? Nuh-uh. We already caught a glimpse of what we're trying to see here, can't we? Mr. Holmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Gardep's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Miss Gardep is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then? According to Mr. Holmes, Mr. Gardep's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify?
What indeed?
A slapped cheek. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Yes, Mr. Gardep has been slapped on the face, it seems, hard. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? Well. He also said, well. There's a very limited number of candidates, I'd say.
Present.
Smug. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madame Joan Gardep. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah.
How the blazes? How did you work that out, man?
Well, using eyes, for example. Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow. That's why you haven't looked directly at us, even once. To keep your other side from view.
Well,
Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Gardep to fly into a rage. As we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Pile of bills? Didn't Mr. Holmes say that the bills were all for line fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the line never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Miss Gardep's wife. Mr. Gardep's wife. Mr. Naruto, she's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question. What's that schmuck-schmark? Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Gardep is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Uh-oh. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. James? What is his name? Okay, I can't look at the court record. And look next to the signature there. Here. Lip marks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Suzoto-san. Oh dear, I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. I can't check the thing. Broken plates. Well, but surely it's still this. I'm guessing that note isn't actually addressed at him. But who knows? Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Angry. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Ouch.
But I don't know the bally woman.
You don't know her? Wait, now I can check the court record. Is he called James? John. Well, apparently he isn't. Are you called Mary? No.
That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
Oh, it was just in there, you say?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah!
A likely story.
Now listen here, Joan. Old thing. I explained at the time. I bought that book at the second-hand place. And that note must already have been there.
So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah!
Maybe this James person will become important for this case later on.
A likely story. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. Ah!
How much tea is in that thing? A likely story.
Are you questioning my name now?
Well. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicion of the female heart and you unleash a beast with a most ferocious bite. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last inimitable attack. The cakes? Maybe not. But surely Miss Garrett didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Holmes's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Gary Dabb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. Can't look at that thing. Also, I can't look up or down, I can only look sideways. The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. I actually don't know what it is yet. Maybe something about the circus thing that's lying there after all? I don't know. Yes, and according to Mr. Holmes' deduction, the tears match those made by an Indian... the tears. Indian lion's teeth, exactly. Oh, look here. What is it? If you look closely at the edge, you can see scorch marks and a candle. Oh yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all? Let's rethink this with that in mind. Maybe we're supposed to look at the candlestick instead, where there's a candle missing, and then we'll, you know, fit it together with that. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock wouldn't make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the three missing from its holder?
Why indeed?
Smug, smug, smug. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was debarred are very clearly visible.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away.
Scorch marks.
It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation.
Miss Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face,
but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder.
and in seconds the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames.
Yes, sir.
For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
The fire of passion, am I right? And in this room that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks in marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire.
Well,
Mr. Holmes, sir. I salute you!
Ouch. Ah. It's almost a remake of that photo, but he doesn't look so happy about it. In fact, he doesn't look so alive. But I don't think he's dead.
Elementary.
Well, we haven't really established a connection to our case, but that'll come later.
It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my good novels there.
And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt to say. Ah!
Here we go again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by a fire when the candle fell on the floor?
Afraid so. Afraid to say it was. Happened to in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames.
You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being.
Did you have to? Over there, Mr. Garrideb? Over here?
Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me.
I had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got a hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh.
Then the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
That's a shame.
The Lion's Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Mr. Holmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
In a way.
It can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure. I'm not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think.
4:45 p.m., so around the same time, probably. Sum of 2 shillings. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, a meal for Gabrol and Canterbury Yearnings. So exactly the same time? As a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window at the street on the street below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened by outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing.
Understandable.
Oh, really?
He actually gets to drink it. Mr. Holmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garrett situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Netsume's circumstances? Well, we never said it would have anything to do with them, you know. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. He did. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man had to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that, because it's true. Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one or of only 2 categories, those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Sorry? Visiting hours at prison will be over soon.
Oh no, is that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrett.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Still playing the maid.
Maybe they're just into that, you know?
Thank you both very much for your time. You know, they're acting like the maid thing is because they, you know, of social standing, reputation things. But in reality, they're just a bunch of freaks. Not that I would judge. In fact, I think that reasoning is much better.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Soseki-san will be waiting for us, and I'm going to have to give him an answer. What a miserable sight.
Oh dear, but at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know? All those novels I adored so much. Well, John, whose fault is that?
Well,
not mine, that's for sure.
Well, whoever may or may not be to blame. I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books to replace them, can't you?
Huh, new old books. Bally nonsense.
It does sound like a contradiction in terms. But then these two are full of contradictions.
That's a couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Or so I've been led to believe.
Maybe. Is the cat back? No. Then that room is worthless. Anybody here? Wait, what? I tried to go to the other place. Right? Didn't I click the Chief Justice room?
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison.
I guess maybe no matter where you go, that is outside of the building. You get stopped here. Yes, I know. Let's hail a cat.
Oh. What's the matter?
It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garrydeb's house. Oh. You don't look the least bit suspicious. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers.
Who are you calling an old man, you rum-looking nimini-bimini?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Who's that Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me?
What the? Who are you now?
I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruto, is a lawyer, you see.
A lawyer? What?
If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my words. This ain't over yet.
Okay. Get thee to a nunnery.
Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
Mm-hmm. I don't think those two spoke the same language. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you. What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the Garrett residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garrett mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words ne'er could there be. Sorry, battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So, fair maiden, so good gentleman. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well. Alright, I guess we won't be questioning him right now. I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. Maybe he could. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Looks like we managed. 6:31 p.m.
Oh, it's you. You're here. You came.
I'm not even sure that was the right voice. But something like that.
Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese.
Oh wow, let's not get carried away. Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand... Oh. It is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief at least.
It's you! The miserable, rotten spy! Herlock Sholmes!
Mr. Holmes, what are you doing here? I have no intention of doing anything per se. Save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Holmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring.
Gloomful room?
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option.
Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight, and cost me not a penny. Well,
You! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes? I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings, no doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well.
well, if the Reaper's omen is to be believed, but we are his counterpiece. The blessing to the curse.
My whole life is bedamned.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. And there's much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. What? Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. Did somebody else die in there? For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. What's that supposed to mean? Accursed lodgings? When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garredeb's house, I assume? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long then.
Let me have some water real quick. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it, but if not, don't mention it in the first place."
Good point. Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I am branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side.
You're about to have at least two.
Can no one find it in his or her heart, in their heart, to believe in me? Really, no one at all.
To believe? Yes, to believe. Talk about the trial first. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That's really agitated him.
You don't mean the trial really is cursed tomorrow?
Well, I mean, you know. Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me. Summarize it at succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived in a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution.
If you had left there ever, unless I miscounted, it would have been 16. Didn't you say 16? Yeah. Oh well.
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly, was it?
I guess I miscounted.
Yesterday, Mr. Naruto successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Mr. McGilded.
What?
Ah, I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
Mr. Holmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zieks killed the man himself.
Oh no, he couldn't have, surely?
You have some wonderful notions. Sorry? The man isn't a mass murderer. He is a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Ah, of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me?
It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. What on earth do you mean by that? Guess we have even more to talk about. The Shreeper. Van Zieks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
Ah, that's good.
So Seki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy. Does he? As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial there's both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Right. Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling impostors as witnesses, and so on. What? But McGilda definitely didn't do any of those things. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
Well, that can happen anyway, can't it? And sadly is from time to time, my dear madame. It is simply the reality of the situation. That's alright. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my.
Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. So it's not always just a day or two.
Disappear? But how?
Ah, by all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen.
No.
All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruto.
I knew it. I'm a dead dodo done for doomed.
Yeah, that's you.
But I believe in you.
Mr. Holmes. Ah, me, Mr. Naruto? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall. The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Well, yes. At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate. I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is why. Why did you believe in me? I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room? Well, if you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor that which you were telling me, nor in that which... What? You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean, Mr. Holmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion. Meaning? Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right. He's right, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
Whether or not I can believe in myself. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. Wow. You were so right, Kazuma.
Oh, Kazuma, we hardly knew ye.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
What about me?
Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there? Look at him looking all... what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like everything's over for him. Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruto.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me, especially this sword. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow.
You know what, actually, nah. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume. But in court tomorrow we need to speak English. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruto, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it. Yes, I think you are right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Why that scene of all? Mr. Sato? Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Yippee. The shocking events of yesterday's trial will still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Holmes still believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone, so it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. But we still haven't found lodgings. To be schmunchminchmo. Great music. Ding. And I suppose that makes for a great stopping point for the day. Doesn't it? You agree, clearly. I can tell from your face. Your furtive glance tells all I need to know. Of the giant dragon that is locked up in your basement? Ha! I can tell. But let's leave that for tomorrow, just like the rest of this case. Of the clouded Kokoro. Kokoro means heart, by the way. I'm not sure I made that clear. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So I will thank you for watching, hanging out, and being a cat with me. And I hope you'll join me again sometime. Like probably tomorrow? Yeah, probably. To potentially finish this case. I don't remember if this goes into a second day of investigations or not. So, depending on how it goes, this could go on for much longer. I don't know what's wrong with the camera thing. It seems to sometimes it seems to be bugging out and not even catching things. Like if I just do this, for example, right? And just now it made my hand move all weird for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you can expect more of that chicanery tomorrow too, probably. So be there. And if not tomorrow, then I guess maybe on Sunday. Probably not on Monday, though. And also probably not on Saturday, probably. But, yeah. Catch you then. So, until we meet again, I say otsukare-sama. Bye-bye.